Greetings, Business by Nature tribe. I'm Natalie Kent from Sacred Business, and this is Business by Nature. This is our weekly live video where we talk about all things to do with natural creation. In other words, how do you grow a business like a tree, as you would in nature? How would you grow a new creation from a seed that's come from your soul? How do you bring it into being and allow it to support your life? That's what this show is all about, and that's the nature of Sacred Business. So say hi if you're here live. Feel free to ask questions as we go, because we're talking about tribe today. How to call in your tribe. Because if you haven't noticed, business is changing quite dramatically. The way business is being done on this planet is not the same as it used to be. So things are getting easier in some respects and more confusing in others. So as we release the old ways of doing business, the old paradigm of money and how to live well in this world, and grow a new way. So you may be one of those leaders. Are you leading the new way of doing business in this world? So I want to talk about, first of all, this split that is happening. There is a split happening universally across the world with all people right now, where some people are increasing their frequency and starting to live in a higher plane, a different way of being, whilst others are still very much entrenched in the 3D reality of what they can see and feel and touch, and that's it. So that limited boxed view of black and white, night and day, man and woman, good and bad, all of that stuff. That's all very much old paradigm way of living. But of course, there is something new that you may feel burgeoning inside of you. It's a new frequency of energy that is really lifting us up and encouraging us, pushing us to live differently, to see the world differently, to see the magic that is all around us, and to create magically. So you either feel it or you don't. So if you're listening to this right now, you're probably one of the ones who's feeling it, and it might be uncomfortable. If you're on that precipice of breaking through into that new energy, then it does get very uncomfortable. The discomfort is the not knowing. They're not knowing what the new way is. None of us really know. We're all just being led. We're all being guided by the energy. Hello, Jody. Glad you're here. So when we are being guided by the energy, we have to trust. We have to trust that we are being taken in a direction, in the direction of our souls, to find another way, to find a better way of being on this planet. If we get stuck and trapped in fear in the old ways, it becomes very uncomfortable, excruciating in some cases. And you might have experienced that. I know I have. So now is the time to be really aware of this. Which energy are you getting trapped in? Are you getting trapped in the old, or are you being a leader and moving into that new energy, the new frequency of the fifth dimension? I'm not going to go into that, but that's essentially what it is. In the fifth dimension, there is no right or wrong. There is no good and bad. Everything just is, because we have transcended, we have moved through that limitation of seeing the duality, only the duality of life. And so, of course, we're still living in duality physically on this planet, but we're moving to a higher plane. And once that transition completes or starts to gain momentum, more and more momentum, we won't have so many limitations of the 3D reality anymore. But right now we've got to look at the shit, we've got to look at the old, and we've also got to strengthen our energy in the new. Hello, Jody. I was trapped in the scared little girl energy until the immersion. Yes, you were. Jody had a big breakthrough at the Natural Creators Immersion, where she released an old identity of the scared little girl. And this is a great example, because we all have these archetypes. We all have these old identities that need to be released, because they no longer serve us. They're actually holding us back. So, yes. Think about, what is it that is keeping me entrenched and trapped in that old energy? Hey, Leonie, glad you're here. Okay, so this split that is happening, why is this relevant to calling in your tribe? It's relevant because some people are coming on board and some ain't. And we have no control over who is and isn't right now. It doesn't mean to say that the people who aren't on board right now on this higher frequency train, that they're not going to come with us eventually. It just means right now they're not, and we can't wait for them, and we can't waste time trying to get them on board. So that's really important. Don't waste your time with people who are not vibing in this new frequency of energy unless they are moving with you, unless they are coming along. If they're in flow, cool. It's not of course it's not a black and white thing of you're in or out, but it is a continuum. And so if people are moving on that continuum, great, you're moving in the same direction. But if you spend too much time holding back for someone else, you'll get creamed by that shitty energy that makes you feel uncomfortable and like stuck, like you're going nowhere. Because it's true, that energy is going nowhere, it's dying out. So it's time to mobilize the people into action. What does mobilize the people mean? Well, if you're creating a business, if you are a natural creator, as I like to refer to the new paradigm of business owners feels very old paradigm as a term. So natural creators who are creating by their own nature are mobilizing the people in some way, because natural creators have their own revolution. They have their own movement that they're creating. A movement requires bodies, people who are on board. And it's not about following a leader or a guru, but it certainly is about leadership. So calling in your tribe, number one, is about being a leader in the new energy, in the new frequency. The old way of being a leader really was very much about being the guru, being the expert, being the exalted one who had followers, and the followers strengthened and gave them power. Whoa, that's so Age of Pisces, man. No gurus required in the Age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius is where we're all equals, but we're all unique. Equal power with our own unique place in the context of the whole. So that's what the Natural Creators Immersion, which was a 3-day residential experience, God, many moons ago. No, it was actually 10 days ago or something like that, where we came together. Certain people who are part of this sacred business tribe came together in the flesh, and we came together as equals, including me. Even though I'm the leader of sacred business, I organize the event, I am equal to everyone else. I have a different role, but I don't have any more power than anyone else in the room. And so I participate in all of the activities, all of the experiences that the participants do, because I'm part of the tribe. I'm equally part of the tribe as they are. The old way, however, would have the teacher at the room, separate, energetically or even physically separate from everyone else, all the participants, and sharing their knowledge. The new way, Age of Aquarius, everyone has knowledge. It's about building, generating collective wisdom. So everyone in the room has something to offer. And together that creates an entirely new entity of wisdom that everyone there can tap into. So very different approach to the old way of growing a business. The new way of growing a business is very much about tribe. So how do you call in your tribe? Well, being a leader requires a few ingredients, which I have experimented with over the years, and these are not absolute, because we could debate the ingredients of a leader in the new paradigm over and over. There's lots of goodness in this topic alone. But I just wanted to seed some ideas, and you may have some too. So what's your idea of the ingredients or qualities of a natural creator as a leader? A natural creator is a leader. So number one is consistency. How consistent are you in showing up as a leader? If you show up and then you disappear for a while, and then you show up again and you disappear for a while, people start to wonder, is this really rock solid? what this person is talking about? Can I really connect into something here? Can I feel the resonance? You need to give people that opportunity to feel the resonance. So you have to show up consistently, which is what this weekly Facebook Live has shown me over the last year. Yes, it's been almost a year of doing these weekly shows. My God, it's been a marathon, but I've done it because I've showed up in whatever state I'm in, but I think I've missed 3 in a whole year. And what it's shown me is showing up as you are is really part of being a humble leader. You know, it really does humble you because you can't be perfect every time. You can't have your shit together. And people are going to see holes in you. They're going to see you at your best and you're at your worst as well. So being a leader and calling in your tribe is about people being able to relate to you. If you create separation and you are together all of the time, you're not human in a sense to them. So I hope I feel human. Leonie says, wow. What are you wowing at, Leonie? Who else is here? Who else has some input into what exactly are the qualities of a natural creator who's a leader? Another thing, vision. So yes, you need to be consistently showing up, but you need to be leading people somewhere. So what is the movement? What is the destination? What is the urge to change something in you that you want to share? Because people vibe off other people's passion. If it's a match, cool. They want to be in your energy. If it's not a match, they go off somewhere else. And that's what we want. We want that. We want that clear distinction so people can either say, yes, I'm in this, or no, I'm not. If you're wishy-washy as a leader, if you're not really in your passion, then how can people feel you? How can people feel where you're taking them? How can they feel their own passion? So your passion for the change is very important, expressing that. And passion for change is not about getting anyone else to change. It's about you changing in front of their eyes, and then they feel inspired, or they ignite change in themselves. So maybe you're feeling that now. Let me know if you are, because I hope so. So Jillian, who attended our immersion a couple of weeks ago, she said to me that she really feels my passion. She said, I'm very passionate. And I'm like, really? I didn't really think that I conveyed it as much as I felt it. And she said, it's your passion for nature. It's very, very obvious and clear. And so I'm like, well, that's good feedback. So I'll keep doing that, because people vibe off it. People go, oh, do I feel passionate about nature? Yes. Cool. Well, let's stoke the fire. That's the kind of response you're wanting. Leonie, I love them and hang out for them. 1 whole year. Oh, you hang out for these lives. That's so sweet. And you're very religious. You should get the gold star for most consistently turning up every week, Leonie. You are real and human. Well, that's a relief. I'm glad I'm real and human. I'm glad I'm not a guru, and that I'm relatable, because that's what I want to be. It's been a challenge, though. I wasn't always relatable. I always tried to be above myself, above my emotions, and it's still challenging at times. So yes, being real, as you say, that's where it's at. So humility and strength. So there's a strength in vulnerability as a leader that really speaks to people, because people want to know that they can be human, that they want permission. So if they see someone doing that, then it gives them permission. It gives them a sense of, oh, it's okay. It's okay to let that out, because I can still be strong. I don't have to fall apart. I don't have to go into weakness. Vulnerability is strength. So if they see a leader doing that, wow. I remember the first time that I cried on video, on a YouTube video, and I was doing a celebration afterwards because I was amazed that I was able to do that, because it's something that I found extremely not possible prior to that, to show any kind of raw emotion to an audience like this, public audience. And yeah, it was a membrane that I broke through. And so after that, it sort of became easier to share that kind of raw side. But I don't do it very often, of course. But yeah, people need to see that. So important. And being with the people is another one. If you're leading, if you're calling in your tribe, you need to be with the people. You can't just be sitting behind your computer and calling them in from the keyboard or calling them in from your home. You got to be with the people. So are you around people? How often are you around people? And not just people you know, but new people, new blood, fresh blood. This is something that's going on with the split in frequency that is happening on this planet right now, where there's I call it the great reshuffling. And it's been going on for a few years now. The great reshuffling is where people are leaving tribes, families, groups, communities, and they're finding their true tribe. So there's a lot of breakdowns, endings of relationships, friendships, family relationships, all that stuff, as people find their place, because they start to connect with their true nature. So Age of Aquarius is not about blood family. It's about soul family. It's about diversity, difference, different souls coming together from different veins, different energies, different walks of life, different perspectives, coming together and creating this amazing melting pot of inspiration and passion and creation. In the old days, Age of Pisces was all about hanging with the family. Blood family was really important. In, when you had royalty, when you had monarchies and, the patriarchies of our society, you actually needed the protection of your blood family to survive. That's all out the window now. So if you're vibing on that, then it's old energy. It's not where the future lies. So get on the train to the new diverse tribe of soul family. And you're probably finding, no doubt many people are, because the last few years has been really pushing for this, is to find your soul family. Who are they? Where are they? Are you with them? How often do you see them in the flesh? How are you in connection? I know I've met many soul family members since I went to Alice Springs a few months ago, and also since creating Sacred Business. My soul family's come in. It's the best feeling in the world, I gotta say. Leonie, love the environment. It looks gorgeous. Yes, it is gorgeous here. There's a running creek right here. How good is that? And I'm in the city. Oh my God. Tracy, hey Nat, you are a very passionate lady in everything I've seen you do, and it is so inspiring for me. Thank you for being you. Thanks, Tracy. That's really sweet. I'm happy to be inspiring for you. Jody, permission, encouragement, and an invitation. Yeah, cool. So they're the qualities of a leader. Tell me more about the invitation. Leonie, it's great to hear you say what you say, because it makes me feel less alone and different. That's what we want. That's what being part of the tribe is all about. Jody, we have a DNA tribe who is not often our soul tribe. We come from one, our fate, and we need to find our other to claim our destiny. Yes. So what springs to mind, Jody, reading that is, and Jody works with people moving from their fated life to their destined life. Very, very different. So your fate is your karma. It's what you've come here to work out so you can ascend into this new frequency. So your soul can continue to grow. And that's where the releasing of all these old relationships that have had those karmic contracts have been completed. and they can't continue in that form. Doesn't mean the person has to leave your life completely, but the relationship as it stands for that contract is over. And I know you may be witnessing this too. Many people in my world staying in relationships, the contract is over and they're in a lot of pain, emotional pain from staying, because they're looking for something to step into. You ain't going to find it, people. You ain't going to find it. That's not the idea. You have to earn this. You have to earn it by taking a risk. And the risk is stepping into the unknown. So that karma, if the contract is over and you're in limbo land, maybe you need to take a leap of faith. So be with the people. Go out and open your mouth and talk, because when you talk and you listen, you find your soul family. If you don't socialize and you don't speak when you're around people and you don't share your passion, how on earth are they going to know that you're one of them? Not going to know. They might like the look of you, but that's not enough right now. This is fast-paced change. We got to keep moving with it. No more sitting in the past. So following through is another thing I wrote on my list. As a leader, follow through. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. Because these are very uncertain times right now. Very uncertain times where it's hard to say, hard to commit to stuff. And a lot of people are struggling to make commitments in the future right now, because the energies are shifting. They don't know where they're going to be. They're maybe struggling in a relationship. They actually need to be out of the relationship in order to make a commitment to something. I've seen that so many times lately. So, step one, open that up, release the past so you can make a commitment. So when all of this flux is going on, people are looking for some kind of certainty, something to hold on to, something that feels solid. So if they see a person who says they're going to do something, and despite the uncertainty, they follow through anyway, already you're doing something that most people will not. Most people are afraid. To stand where no one else is standing, when no one else is standing, is a leader. Sometimes you stand alone until you are joined by others. Take a risk. It is time to take a risk. This is the season of spring, especially in the Southern Hemisphere. Risk-taking is where it's at. Hey, Birgit, I'm glad you're here. Cool. All right, Leonie, agree. My Tappers tribe is bringing in my soul family and it feels good. Oh, it feels amazing. Yes. So, and I know you do have a mix of online and in-person experiences, Leonie, which is just perfect. That I'm really experiencing the magic of that now since the immersion, and there'll be more of it. Jody, I believe reliable is one word people often use to describe me. I think that would be true about you, Jody. Reliable and responsible is the other word. Definitely. You are absolutely a leader, Jody. When you commit to something, you are rock solid. I know that to be true. That's one of the benefits of having mountain in your creator type. Rock solid, man, because you won't let the other climbers who are following you down, because you're up front and you're it, baby. So there's a responsibility that comes with that. Follow through. Yes. What else? Anything else that comes to mind for you about being a leader? How to mobilize your tribe. Let me see what else I had on my list. One other thing that's really become apparent to me, clearer and clearer to me, is the necessity to upgrade my body at this time. So when the frequency is changing and we're all going through an energetic upgrade, the body needs to go through an upgrade as well. So for me, that means doing a detox. It means trying different forms of movement that create strength in my body and release old energy. Nature time is my life anyway. But those two things in particular for me, detox and changing my exercise regime to change the frequency of my body, allow my cells to absorb that higher frequency. So if you imagine the cells are buzzing with frequency all the time, the cells of your body, if you increase that frequency, they're buzzing even faster. And you might even feel this sensation in your body if you're going through this kind of upgrade is, whoa, I can feel that tingling. I can feel the vibration changing. Alternatively, you might feel really shitty in your body because your body's laboring. So the intensity of the energy is increasing, but your body's still stuck in the old vibration. So you'll feel shitty, like you have a hangover, or you feel sluggish. So just be mindful of that, because if you are in a leadership role, then people want to see that resonance with the energy that you're speaking of and your body, your physicality. Very important. Jody, reliability needs to come from one's own integrity, not fear. Yes. Good clarification there, Jody. Oh, that's great. Birgit, I was on the way to bed, but now I'm so awake to listen about ... Yes, well, I don't know when you joined Birgit, but we're almost finished. I've got to be mindful of my batteries since I'm out and about. Leonie, I love the concept of mutuality, and I talk about it in terms of respect, peace, cooperation, commitment, and love. The concept of mutuality. What do you mean? I want to get a better sense of what you mean there. Do you mean in terms of people being equals? I think that's what you mean with those qualities. My mind goes straight to Nepal, where you've just been, and the experience you've had there. So I'm wondering if you had a deep experience of that over there. It must change you every time you go and do that work. So Leonie does work, volunteer work in, I can't remember the name of the place, but it's for disadvantaged women near Nepal, in Nepal, and it's incredible, the beauty and the love and the light that she brings to that place through her fundraising. Well, that's a nice note to end on, isn't it? Mutual benefit. Okay, that's what you mean. Mutual benefit. Yes, I love it. Actually, that's a really great concept in the new age of business. Mutual benefit. Often in the old paradigm, it was all about what you could get from your customers, not what you could truly enrich their lives with. So that's where it's at now, because if you're one with your tribe, like I feel one with, so many of the clients that I serve, they're really kindred to me. And they're not just clients, they are part of my tribe. So they're family, soul family. So how can you make their lives better is the question. And of course you receive abundantly for that in many forms. Certainly that's been my experience. So just a few seeds here today. I've talked mostly about energy, which is actually when the world is changing so significantly, our reality is changing. Institutions are slowly crumbling. Our political systems are imploding. There's a lot of kind of disaster, chaotic energy around. So when that's going on with our structured life, we really do need to become more aware of the energy that's coming through, because that new energy, when it is anchored in the souls who feel it and who are leading this change, is what creates the new structures. So that is it from me today. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. And if you are feeling the new frequency and you do happen to be in Australia, next weekend, the 26th, 27th, 28th. Myself and 3 other high vibe colleagues in psychosomatics are running the Psychosomatic Show, which is a 2-night, 2-day event on the Gold Coast, Australia. And it's going to be quite profound in terms of what I've spoken about today, anchoring this new light in the body. It's a conference that's not a conference. So you will learn and experience so much in your body at this event, and you'll also be around other people who are in that high vibe frequency. So if you're feeling the call, I'll post the link above. And till next week, thanks for tuning in today. Lots of love.